Today we will discuss the next part of the lecture which we have started last time, particularly on the theme atmosphere and electromagnetic spectrum. So today we will discuss the types of UV radiations as well as their impacts. So you may see on the screen electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is actually a band of various different kind of radiations emitted by the sun. And these radiations, they are arranged in the order of decreasing wavelength or increasing frequency. The various radiations which constitute the electromagnetic spectrum are gamma radiations, X-rays, UV, visible, infrared and radios. And out of these different categories of radiations, I have already discussed in the previous lecture. The biologically significant part of the spectrum is comprised of visible radiations as well as UV radiations. Visible radiations, they are biologically significant as they play an important role in the photosynthesis. They are required for doing the photochemical reaction in the plants, food making process in the plants. Whereas the UV radiations, they are harmful as well as useful too, and they are further divisible into the three different categories: UVA, UVB and UVC. UV radiations usually have the wavelength range extending from 100 to 400 nanometer, whereas the visible is having the wavelength range from 400 to 760 nanometer. So the three subtypes of the UV radiations, which are referred with the name as UVA, UVB and UVC, they vary particularly in their wavelength as well as the allied parameters such as energy. UVA, you may see here, they are having the longest wavelength out of all the three subcategories of the UV. That is, they are having the wavelength range of 320 to 400, whereas the UVB is having wavelength range of 290 to 320, and whereas the UVC is having the wavelength range extending from 100 to 290 nanometer. So as per Planck's quantum theory of radiations, the energy of the radiation is inversely related to its wavelength. It is inversely related to its wavelength. We want to say, if the UVA is having more wavelength in comparison to UVB and UVC, it means they are carrying least energy, whereas the UVB are having the intermediary wavelength and their energy is also intermediary with the concern to UVA and UVC. Whereas the UVC, they are more energetic radiations because their wavelength is low. And if we discuss the penetration ability of these UV radiation through ozone layer, because we know that the ozone layer is a protective layer present in the stratosphere part of our atmosphere, and it is capable of absorbing the UV radiation. It is also referred as a UV filter or UV umbrella. So for your kind knowledge, I wish to add here, the UVA radiations, they can easily pass through the ozone and they can reach up to the earth's surface. Whereas the UVB, they are partly absorbed by the ozone, and the UVC, they are totally absorbed by the ozone. Out of these three types of the UV radiations, UVC are most dangerous kind of the UV radiations, and hence I can say the ozone is protecting us from these harmful UVC radiations, and this is a gift of the nature to the mankind, not only to the mankind but also to the other forms of the life as well. And UVB radiations, they are partly absorbed by the ozone, as they are also required for the synthesis of vitamin D. Vitamin D is also known as a sunshine vitamin, and this is a vitamin which is needed for healthy skeletal structures like the bones as well as the teeth. The exposure of UVB radiation to our skin activates the cholesterol molecule as well as the calcium ion, which are present in the subcutaneous deposits, and by the reaction between the calcium ion as well as the cholesterol, the vitamin D is synthesized when it is exposed to UVB radiations. So that's why we call the vitamin D as sunshine vitamin. It is synthesized by the action of the UVB radiations on cholesterol deposit as well as the calcium ion, which are found in the subcutaneous deposits. So our ozone is allowing some proportion of the UVB radiations to enter into the earth atmosphere and to reach to the living surfaces. So next, if we discuss the impacts of UVA, because UVA are not absorbed by the ozone layer at all. So I have already discussed the UVA radiations are having the longest wavelength out of the three subcategories of the UV. It is least damaging type, and it is commonly implicated in causing the sun-induced premature aging of the skin as well as some cancers. Whereas the UVB, it can cause the skin cancer and eye damage. This is a harmful influence of the UVB radiations, and the radiations with a wavelength closer to 280 nanometer is strongly absorbed by the proteins, altering and often damaging their functioning, thereby reducing or weakening the immune system. As we know that within our body, one of the type of defense molecules are antibodies. And antibodies are made up of proteins. So it means when we get exposed to the UVB radiations, then our antibody may get denatured, they may get altered, they get damaged, and thereby our immunity get reduced. So hence exposure to the UVB, it reduces immune response, as well as it is also affecting the efficacy of vaccination, because the principle of the vaccination basically works upon the production of antibody molecule. As you get vaccinated, you are hoping that the antibody level within your blood increases. But let's imagine the situation after vaccination, you are frequently get exposed to the UVB radiations, then antibodies which are formed with response to the vaccination, they undergo alteration, they get damaged, and due to this phenomenon, immune response get weakened. UVB radiations also interferes with the photosynthesis in some crop plants as well, because the UVB radiations are responsible for causing the photo-oxidation of chlorophyll pigments. Chlorophylls are the necessary molecules which are responsible for photochemical hit. So hence the UVB radiations are not only harming the animal life, but they also harmful to the plants as well. And a very small amount of the exposure to the UVB is necessary to produce vitamin D in the human skin. I have already discussed. This is one of the positive influence of the UVB radiations on the human life. And UVC, which are the most dangerous member of the family, and they are having the wavelength around 260 nanometer. They are absorbed by the DNA molecule, which is also known as the genetical material, which is also known as a data repository of our characters. So the DNA molecule can absorb the UVC radiations and undergo permanent changes. So these permanent changes are referred with the term mutations. These are referred with the name of mutations. And DNA affected with the mutations may lead to the development of severe cancers and other disorders within the body. So with this, I have discussed with you the various different categories of UV radiations as well as their influence on the human life. Thank you so much. Thanks for your listening the lecture.